Hi, I'm Deandrea and welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a Pilates-based routine utilizing ankle weights, okay? This is a prenatal friendly Pilates routine and we'll be working standing as well as some exercises on the floor. However, if you're not pregnant, please feel free to join me for this routine because you'll get a great challenge for those hips and glutes with this added resistance. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so today I'm utilizing a 1 pound set of bala bands. All right, I love these ankle weights. Also, you can utilize them for your upper body as well. And I'll be sure to put a link in the description for these. They're a little bit of an investment, but let me tell you, these feel so great during the routines and gives you some freedom to do different exercises, okay? So to me, they're well worth it. So let me go ahead and put this one on. And today I'm using a 1 pound set. If you happen to have something lighter at home, go ahead and grab those. You don't need any resistance at all. If you have something a little bit heavier, you know, something under 2 pounds will probably work best for all the different ranges we're taking with our legs, okay? But let's go ahead and get started standing. So make sure your ankle weights are on nice and tight. I'm gonna separate my feet hips distance apart and just start with some standing work, all right? So lowering down, lifting up through the chest, standing up tall, do a little test bend. Make sure that as you bend your knee is going pretty much over your second toe, and then push down into the earth and rise up. Good, and again lower, and lift. Pushing through your feet, inhale lower, exhale lift, standing nice and tall. 4 more here, warming up those legs. 3, 2, and stay down on 1. Stay lifted through your chest, shoulders roll back, lift one heel, press it down, then the other heel, press and lift. Now see if you can keep those hips squared off in space as you roll through the feet, waking up those feet and ankles. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push through both feet and rise up. Very good. All right, bringing your legs into a parallel position now. I have my feet right underneath the hips and rise up. Lift those heels and lower. So I want you to think of these heel raises as almost like you're doing bridges for your feet. So as you lift, think of articulating down. Roll through the arch down through the heel. Good. For 4, standing nice and tall. 3, 2, and then see if you can balance on 1. Think of shifting your weight right into the center of your ball of the foot. Standing up tall, deep breaths. And lower those heels down. And then just do a little of what we call walking in place. Roll through the feet. Again, waking up those ankles. Footwork is truly great for everybody, right? Our feet take a beating. They hold us up all the time. We need to give them some love and attention. All right, and let it go. All right, so from here, I'm gonna separate my feet about hips distance apart and shifting my weight onto one foot slightly, lift the leg. Good, and lower, and 2. So although I'm leaning just slightly, I'm being sure to still stay upright through the spine and keeping the bottom knee a little bit bent. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shift your weight to the other side. So we're starting out fairly easy here, right? Gonna amplify it up in a little bit. Waking up those hips. 4, using the breath. 3, 2, and 1. Go back to the first foot. Then my leg that's free, I'm gonna take it in front of me slightly, flex the foot, and then cross this leg over, and then back in line with the hip. And 2. So think of leading your inner thigh up towards the ceiling. Everything else stays nice and squared. Shoulders over the hips for 4, 3, 2, and then hold that leg up. Little pulses lift. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Ground down through that foot. Opposite leg. Sweep it across. And 2. Now, if you're further along in your pregnancy, I'm about 26 weeks right now. So is this feeling okay? If you're feeling any type of pelvic pain, anything like that, I would make it a very small crossover or even just lift the leg slightly in front of you, okay? And then hold the leg there and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, release the leg down. Let's go back out to that nice wide stance, legs turned out. Go back into your squat and sweep the arm overhead. And back to center. Good, other side and over. And back to center, bringing in the upper body a little bit now. And center, so you're able to keep your hips steady, legs grounded as we move through the upper body. Last 3, and 2, and 1. Come back to center, straighten the legs. Keep this wide stance, lifting your arms up. I have a slightly bent elbow here, chest lifted. Bring the arms together, what we call hug a tree in Pilates, and then open back up and close. Resist those arms open. Go ahead, think of a lifted collarbone, lifted chest. Good, you have 4 more here. And 3, and 2. And let's stay down in that plie on 1, and then arms lift, arms lower, good. So keeping that rounded shape. And I'm pushing my thigh bones back, right? Feeling that activation through the hips, a little bit more quad work. Can you sink 2 inches deeper as you move now? 3, 2, looking good. And 1, open the arms, rise up. All right, great. Walk those feet back together. So a little bit of balance work now. Grounding down through 1 foot. I'm gonna go with hands on the hips. You do prayer hands, you know, wherever you feel more comfortable. But let's go ahead and lift 1 leg up and lower. Do 4 like that as a prep. And then hold it up. Now keep the stability of your hips and then extend that leg out and bend it in. And 2. We're gonna go for 8 of these now. It's okay if you're a little shaky. Feeling that resistance now more in the quad and the thigh. Let's go for 4 more. Reach. Don't worry about how high it goes today. 2, and 1. Place the foot down. All right, other side. Stand tall, lift the thigh, and extend out for 8. Trying to keep yourself centered in your balance here. All right, 4 more. Keeping the chest lifted. 3, 2, and 1. Lower the foot down. All right. Now I'm going to take 1 leg. My leg is slightly turned out to meet the corner of the mat in front of me and shift my weight slightly to the side. All right, from here, again, hand on the hip works for me today. I'm lifting the leg up and down, and 2. So notice I'm leaning a little bit to the side, but being careful not to shift too much weight into the knee. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's add in some upper body. So hand on the back of the head. Now bend the knee and bend it in, resist it down. 2, 3, take your time with this one. 4, a little standing abdominal work or core work. 2, and 1, release it down. All right, other side. So again, turn out the leg a little bit. All right, soft bend in the knee, and then up and lower. Stabilizing through this foot. So notice my torso leans just as much as my leg is leaning, right? Not too much. 2, and 1. My hips are waking up with a little bit of resistance here. Now let's go ahead into that bend of the knee and the side. 7, 6, using the breath. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. All right, so if you feel like you need to step to the wall for the next part, feel free, or a chair, countertop, whatever you have nearby, or you can just try to balance on your own, which is what I'm gonna do. So bending through 1 knee, opposite leg back, hips are fired forward like headlights. Float that leg off the floor. Keeping your neck nice and long, we're hinging forward from the hips as that leg reaches back behind you. And then control it back up, just big toe taps the mat. And again, hinge forward, breathing in. And control it up. Good. Hands where you need to balance. You can also do T-arms. I think I might go there now. And up. Now you're hinging from the hips, making sure you're not leaning from your lower back. That's important. 3 more. All right, and 2. And then find your lean that works for you. Maybe you can bring yourself parallel to the floor, keeping your chest open. Stay there. Bring that foot down. Exhale, lift. And 2. And up. So you'll feel a lot of the work, honestly, in the standing leg. 1 holding you up here. All right, 4 more. Keep that chest open. 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. All right, let's do the other side. Feeling that in the hips a bit. All right, opposite leg back, hips forward. I'm gonna go back to those open arms and hinge forward. So first, torso and leg move together, hinging from the hip, right? Make sure to keep the chest open, shoulders back. Gaze is past the mat. 4 more. Hips forward, and 3. Bottom knee soft, that grounded leg. 2. All right, stay down. Maybe you're parallel to the floor. Maybe you need to be higher. Listen to your body. Now just move the leg. 8. Lift. 7. Wobbling's allowed, right? Muscles working to strengthen here. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Nice job. Okay, from there, square off your feet, square off your hips. Parallel legs. I'm sending my hips back into a squat. Then from there, lift the heels off the ground, keeping your chest lifted. Rise up and drop the heels. Again, sit it back. Chest is open in this position. Lift the heels. Rise up, heels down. Again, lower. Roll to the balls of your feet. Rise up, heels come down. Last one, sit it back. Heels lift, hold it. Keep those heels high, reach your arms up overhead, and then see if you can send your hips further back like you're going into a kid's seat. Shakiness might be happening here, all that's good. Stay here for 4, 3, 2, rise up, and sink the heels down. Let's do the reverse of that, okay? So first we lift the heels, find your stability, send your hips back behind you, sink the heels down, straighten your legs. Again, rise up to the balls of your feet. Send your weight back, that's important, to that hinge squat. Sink the heels, rise up. 2 more, rise up. Hips back, 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 back. Roll down to the heels, rise up. Last one, and lift. Send those hips back. Can you go a little lower? Push those heels down and straighten your legs. Nice job. All right, from there, we're gonna make our way down to the mat. All right, stretch through your back a little bit here. Push down into your palms, curl the tail round through the back, drop the head, maybe shake the head and neck out a little bit here, and then release. Let's use this as our inhale. And then exhale, round the spine. Tuck the tail, bring the head under, tuck the tail, not the hail, and then release. Open through the chest. 2 more, and round through your back, pressing your mid-ribs up to the ceiling, heavy head, and release. Last one. Use the breath. And release. Excellent. All right, just to challenge stability a little bit, I'm gonna take my right arm and lift it up to the side. So I have this bent elbow position. I'll actually switch sides so you can see. The elbow's bent, and I'm lowering down. So this is the action of the arm. Let's just do a few of those, kind of prepping the movement. Good. Same prep on the other side, and lift. Elbow bent. It comes back underneath the shoulder. We're gonna add on, don't you worry. Go for 1 more, and release. Okay, so now I'm gonna lift my left arm in that bent position. My right knee floats off the mat. They're both now lifting to the side, and lower, and 2. Now, if this is too intense for you, you can maybe just do the leg and keep your arm on the mat, or just work through the arm. Right? 4 more. Keep your stability in the torso. 3, 2, and 1. Release it. All right. Other side. So elbow bent, knee is already bent, and lift to the side for 8, 7. Again, don't worry how high you lift that leg. Having that additional resistance makes a difference. Neck long, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. All right, come back off your arms for a second and just roll the shoulders out. All right, great. So let's come back down to hands and knees. All right, we got that weight on, right? So straighten that leg back behind you, pointing the toes. So in this one, we're gonna lift the leg up to hip height, keeping the neck long. Then bend the knee in, hamstring curl, reach away. And 2. So see if you can keep your knee around hip height. Okay, you can feel a little bit more activation like the hamstring that way. 3, 2, curl it in on 1, flex your foot, draw the knee down, and press up through the heel to the ceiling. Reach, 3, press, press. 4 more, keeping the neck long. 3, lift, 2, lift, last 1. Now that knee is gonna cross over. I'm taking my knee to the opposite calf, and then I press up. Cross over, and lift. Cross over, neck long, press up. You have 4 more here. The hip will drop just a bit as you do it. 3, press, 2, lift, and 1. Lower the knee. Go ahead and sit it back for a second. Give it a little break. Get ready to do that other side. All right, so let's lift right back up. Extend the opposite leg back. Again, checking with your upper body, neck long, hands under the shoulders. Float that leg up. We're gonna go around hip height and then curl it in, reach away. And remember, if you're feeling in the other leg, that's fine. You know, sometimes the stabilizing leg's doing a little bit more work. All right, you got 4 more. Keep that knee lifted. 3, 2, let's curl it in on 1, flex your foot, and drag the heel up to the ceiling and then down to the mat. 7, go ahead and press up. 6, strong arms pushing into the mat. 3, 2, bring it up on 1, hold it, then cross it over and lift. So I'm going to the outside of my other calf, stamping on the ceiling with that foot. You have 4 more, feeling those hips work. 3, lift, 2, lift, and 1. Press up, lower down, shake it out. All right. So now I'm gonna make my way to seated and then onto my back. So at this stage, if you're uncomfortable lying on your back flat, please be sure to pause and put a little something behind your back. It could be a pillow, or a few sets of towels if you have those lying around. I'm okay for a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and lie down. And bend the knees into a bridge position first. So parallel legs, arms press into the floor, lift those hips, and lower, and 2. So I'm grounding down through my feet and really about thinking pushing from my legs and not arching my lower back more than it needs. Press. Good, you have 4 more here. And 3, 2, chest open to the ceiling, and 1. So stay up there and play with a marching position. So bring one leg into tabletop and down, then the other side, and lift, and lower, lift, and lower. So just shifting from foot to foot, chest open. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ground through your feet. Now slowly articulate down through your spine. So if that was challenging enough for you, I would encourage you to stick with the marching for this next part. If you want to kick it up a notch, remember the ankle weights make a difference. You can also take them off, right? But if you want to kick it up a notch, let's move on together. So arms pressed down, lift those hips. Extend your left leg out long on the mat. Hips are squared to the ceiling. Then lift the leg up and lower it down. I'm going to keep my hips elevated. 2, arms pressing firmly. 3, 4. All right, let's go for 4 more. 3, 2, feeling that leg work, and 1. Rest your foot, lower your hips down, give it a moment. All right, let's do the other side. So go back up into that bridge. Opposite leg stretches out. See if you can keep your hips squared in space and lift. 2. If you're getting any back pain at all, I encourage you to do the same thing with your hips down. You got 3 more. Lift, strong arms on the mat. 2 and 1. Rest your foot, roll down. And just do a little sway side to side with those legs, just loosening up the back and the hips. Yes, yes. All right, so again, if you're still okay on your back, stay here. Bring one leg up. So I'm gonna do kind of this turned out attitude position, what they call it. And then, so my inner thigh is a little bit more exposed towards me. All right, my opposite leg is gonna turn out slightly, all right? That's just gonna allow me to ground through my pelvis a little bit better. And lower the leg just halfway down and lift. And 2. So the inner thigh facing you. Hips are stable on the mat. That's very important. Create space, open the hips. 3, 2, and 1. Rest that foot down. Go ahead and turn it out on the floor. Opposite leg lifts up. Think of it like half of a diamond shape. Lower down and lift. 2, and up using the breath. A little bit more inner thigh work on this one. The range is totally up to you. 3, 2, and 1. Rest the foot down. Great. All right, from here, carefully turn onto your side. And I'm gonna prop up on one forearm now. So I have my elbow underneath my shoulder. I'm gonna keep my bottom knee bent and really lift my waist away from the mat, all right? So we're gonna make sure we're not dumping into the shoulder, but strong press up. All right, from here, lift the top leg up and lower. 2. And if you're getting tired of your ankle weight, please take it off, right? You don't have to use it. Chest open for 4. Use the breath. 3, 2. Hold it up on 1. Draw the knee in towards the baby, towards the navel. Reach out. And 2. Reach away. All right, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. All right, from here, I'm gonna go into a clam shell. So the weight doesn't really come into play here, but rotate out and in. 7, proud open chest. All right, you got this. 4 more. 3, working those hips a bit today. 2, and 1. Nice job. Use your hands to help you press up. And let's float on over to the other side, all right? So I got elbow under the shoulder. Knees are bent, lifting your waist away from the mat. And first lift the leg, straighten the leg out and lift up. So this isn't a very big lift, especially if you're adding resistance here. Just enough to feel those outer hips, the glutes. 4 more. 3, 2, maybe you hold it up on 1, knee in, reach out. 2. Check in with that upper body on that side. Reach. Last 4, 3, 2. All right, final 1, and lower your foot down. Clam shell, rotate out and in. 2. So even though you turn the thigh out, the hip doesn't rock back, right? Work to keep them stacked. 4 more. 2, and 1. Rest it down. I am feeling my hips for sure. Press up. All right, spin to face one side. All right, so from here, I'm taking my hands and I'm rotating. I actually prefer for my fingertips to rotate towards my hips. If that's uncomfortable for you, don't force that position. You can open up your rotation a little bit there, all right? But otherwise, we're gonna plant our feet down, press into your arms, and lift to a proud open chest. Then, pushing through your feet, lift your hips up, 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 opening through your chest. And then slowly come down. Now, as you come down, be sure to continue lifting your chest up to the ceiling. All right, doing this as a little prep. Press into your palms, roll those hips up, press into your feet, use your legs, and then lower down, but keep your collarbone lifted. All right, 2 more. Press into your feet, rise up, chest open, and then continue lower down with control. Last 1, go ahead and lift up, press into your feet, elevate those hips, elevate your chest, hold it there for 4, 3, 2, and lower down. All right, come off your hands just for a moment. Okay, so we're going back to that position, doing a little tricep dip. I'm gonna keep my feet grounded, hands shift back in the same way. So one of my pet peeves with the tricep dips is a lot of times we get into our shoulders, right? And do this crunchy thing. So let's be sure to lift our chest up, right? Proud open chest, gaze forward, and only bend your elbows, right? So shoulders stay on the back, do like a micro bend, and press, and 2, and press, 3, and press, 4, and press, little bend, 4 more, 3, 2, woo, and 1. Take a seat down on the mat, good. Go ahead, sit up tall, stretch your arms up overhead. Grab one wrist and stretch to the side. And up, grab the other wrist, stretch to the side. And up. Okay, so while we're still in the seated position here, taking it into a hip stretch. So cross one ankle over one thigh, and then lift your hips and bring it closer to your bottom heel. Open up the chest in this position, and you should feel this nice stretch. Call it figure 4, piriformis, and stretch there through the back of the hip for a moment. And release that side, all right? And then make room for the other side. Ankle over thigh, chest open. Encourage that thigh to push away from you. Use the breath. And release that side as well. All right, I'm gonna turn and face you now. Going into saw. Separate your legs. Now, I'm gonna keep straight legs. If you feel like your lower back or your hamstrings are tight, just pop the knees up a bit. I want you to feel like you're right over the bony parts of your bottom, right? The sits bones, right? Stacked over your pelvis. All right, so arms go to a T. Sit up nice and tall. Twist one way. And back to center. Just warming up that rotation a bit. And center. Exhale to twist. And center, other side. Now adding the reach of the saw. So twist, and then reach. Bring it up, and unwind. Now in saw here, usually we really aim to get to the outside of the foot, but in pregnancy, right, we don't want to overly work that rotation, so just take it into the stretch that you can. Lift, and unwind. Other side, rotate. Saw forward, so I'm actually going to my inner ankle, and that's fine. Bring it up, and center, other side. And reach, bring it up, and unwind. One more each side, and twist, slide forward, reach. Let the head fall with that reach. Bring it up with the spine, back to center. Last one, twist, slide forward, reach, bring it up, and unwind. All right, from here, let's go ahead and lift the heels, or lift, I should say, the knees, digging the heels into the mat. Arms reach up. So think of lifting nice and tall over your hips, stacking up through the head, through the arms, and then you're gonna flat back forward, and then lift up, using your back muscles to lift you up here. So reach forward, hinge from the hips, exhale and lift up. So notice the shoulders remain on the back, hinge forward, exhale and lift. Let's go for 3 more, hinge forward, use the breath, exhale up, and 2, and up. Last one, flat back forward, and lift, releasing your arms. All right, I know, just holding your arms up, the shoulders get a little bit of work. So at this point, let's go ahead and take these puppies off. We don't need them anymore. Hooray. All right, I'm gonna sit in a Z sit position, which is just one leg bent in front. If this doesn't work for you, sitting just open leg is fine as an option too, okay? But I'm gonna have one leg bent to the side, reach the outside arm up where I'm nice and long, and side stretch over that leg. and then lift up. Then I'm gonna take a rotation, right? So I went from the side stretch into a rotation. Come down to the mat, do a single press up, lift away, face forward. And again, side stretch over. Bring it up, find that rotation, face the mat, press away, good. And again, side stretch over. So if your belly has really grown, the baby's really grown, and you can't go too low, don't force this, right? I don't want it to be uncomfortable for you. And again, side stretch over. Lift, find that rotation, come to the mat, and push away. Very nice. All right, let's go ahead and swing our legs around to the other side. First, find that nice mermaid type stretch over the outside leg. Bring it up, find a rotation, down to the mat, push off. Good. So I definitely missed some of my full version of push-up plank positions, right? But we want to protect our abdominal wall during pregnancy, but still incorporate some upper body. Twist, push, and lift. Again, over. Last one, find that rotation, come to the mat, press, and lift away. All right, very nice. So from here, make your way to hands and knees. Palms press into the mat, curl your toes under, and lift your hips up into downward dog. Go ahead and pedal out the legs here. So I'm pushing through my palms, lifting my hips up high to the ceiling, and taking this nice little walk in place again. It always feels so good to get into those calves and feet. Then separate your feet as wide as the mat and send your hips up to the ceiling here. Using the breath, let the head be heavy. Reach back through your heels and get that nice stretch through your legs. Good. Then from here, walk your hands back to your feet. So if you're a little bit more sensitive coming up, you've been getting dizzy at all, be sure to take your time on this roll up. Bend the knees. I like taking my hands on my thighs, and then slowly start to bring yourself up. Remember, head comes up last as we roll up and stack the spine at the top. All right, great. So a little hip stretch here. I'm gonna come towards the center of my mat, take one leg back, pretty far back, because I want to be able to sink through my hips and open through the front of the hip. So whatever leg you have back, that's the same arm you're going to bring up. Push back through that back heel, and you should get this nice opening through the front of the hip. It's up to you if you want to take a little bit more stretch back. Use the breath. And release. Other side. Take the leg back. So I'm reaching back through my heel, allowing my hips to fall heavy, and sweep the same arm as leg is back. Reach. Think of lifting up and a little stretch back. Deep breaths here. And release that side and carefully step forward. All right, and we finish always nice and tall. Take a big stretch up to the ceiling. And thank yourself for taking the time today, spending some time for you, honoring your body and your baby. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. I love to get comments because it lets me know how you're doing, if you enjoyed the workout, if there's anything else you want to see, as I like to do it on, based off your requests, okay? So feel free to share this workout with another mama or somebody else that just enjoys some beginner Pilates routines. And be sure to see you on the mat next time. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.